Good afternoon. My name's Tom. I come to you from Northern Maine, the Rustic log cabin. Welcome to my fish house today. Today I want to talk about the SnowDog. The SnowDog versus snowmobiles. If you've watched my channel at all, I've been working towards purchasing a SnowDog for about 3 years, seems like. Probably 2, I can't remember exactly. But anyways, Christmas time, my wife bought me a long track SnowDog. And I haven't done a review on it because I wanted to go out and drive it first. I wanted to go out and use it. Lots of videos on YouTube about the SnowDog and how great it is and how this and that. And there's not a video out there that is telling you the truth, is what I have found out. Now don't get me wrong, I like the SnowDog. But it definitely has its drawbacks. I can guarantee you it wouldn't pull this fish house. In this, we got about 18 inches of fluffy snow. Now this fish house was out here ahead of the snowstorm. So I don't mess with putting fish houses out after big snowstorms. But I've been sitting on a snowmobile since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. I've owned a snowmobile. I can't remember exactly how old I was when I bought my first one, but it was an old Borski, and it was $60. Then my father did a bunch of repairs to it and made it so it was a sound machine. So I know what I'm talking about when we're talking about snowmobiles and what they'll do. I don't give a rat's behind about speed, fast, racing, anything. All I care about is how much work it'll do. Whether it's pulling a fish house or pulling me and my ice fishing equipment down a lake for 20 miles, or hauling my dog boxes when we used to rabbit hunt out through 2 feet of powder, if that's what it took. Because rabbit hunting, a lot of times you blazing your own trail, especially the places that we went to. And the same thing when I ice fish. I blaze my own trail 99% of the time because where I fish isn't where the crowds are. And today was no different. I had to come in here from the vehicle, and it was about probably a foot of fluffy snow. And the first thing I had to do was make a trail for the SnowDog. I left my gear back at the car, at the truck, and then made my trail out here to the fish house, then went back and got the equipment. So that's no different than a snowmobile. Snowmobile do the same thing, but I don't make a trail for the snowmobile. My snowmobile, for one thing, the SnowDog is very underpowered for a foot of fluffy snow. I learned that yesterday and today. Again, don't get me wrong, I like the SnowDog. I'm not knocking it. I think it's going to have its place in my lifestyle. And I think there's going to be times when it's not going to have its place. One of them is in, like sometimes we get out on the lake ice fishing and there's 2 feet of fluffy snow. That SnowDog's not going to do good out there. The other thing I can guarantee you it's not going to do good in is slush. When you get that layer of slush under the snow and on top, a word of wise, little word of wisdom, stay away from it. I haven't got into it yet, But I know enough about snowmobiles to know one thing, that SnowDog is going to be just like a big magnet glued to the ice if you get into slush. For a couple of reasons. One is because it's missing those front skis. And it's missing the belly pan that's on a snowmobile. That belly pan pushes down the deep snow. The skis keep the front of the snowmobile up on the top of the snow most of the time, and just allows the track to get down and get stuck. So you know, I've gotten out of some pretty bad holes just by keeping those skis up on good snow, and the back was in 2 feet of water. Well, on the SnowDog, that's not going to happen. And what I found out yesterday was I was going through about 1.5 to 2 feet of fluffy snow. A minute ago, I talked about the belly pan on the snowmobile. The belly pan on a snowmobile and the skis will push down the snow ahead of the snowmobile, so that when the track gets there, it's already a little bit ready for it. And the same thing, when you're setting on the snowmobile, you can shift your weight to level the snowmobile left or right. If you're tipping over, well, you can bring it back. You can stop. You never have to get off the snowmobile. Step on one side of it, jump up and down, and you'll level it right out. And then you can keep going in that white fluffy snow. But what happened to the SnowDog? The SnowDog's front end is flat. Mine is a hard case, but even the other ones I would imagine would be even worse with that bag that they have on them. What happened yesterday with me is I was breaking my trail out to where I could load it on this trailer because we had a massive snowstorm the last 2 days. It was plowing. The front bit with a snowmobile, skis are going to ride up. But when the SnowDog, it's got a flat front end, and it was plowing. It was plowing into the snow. I haven't seen any videos like this on YouTube where they're not telling you the truth. I can tell you that. Because I've wrote it enough now that, and let's see, a couple things. So it plows in the snow. When you get into deep fluffy snow, it's plowing. And it just comes to a dead stop. Period. It just comes to a dead stop. The other thing it does in fluffy snow is when you go to steer left or right, you push down on the machine and that makes it come around. Well, as soon as you start pushing down in fluffy snow, it wants to roll over. These things roll right over in a heartbeat. Roll right up on the side. Especially in the fluffy snow. On the lake, level going, like I've been out here today, it's nice. Other than like I said, I have to break a trail. Once I had my trail in, now it'll go right along. So that's just like a snowmobile. But I would be very cautious in where I take it. You get out in the swale grass, sometimes, even on snowshoes, you'll sink 4 feet. Because the swale grass holds up the snow so high, plus it even drifts in. So you get that thing stuck out there without some equipment with you, you're in trouble. So I won't be going anywhere without a come along with a good piece of rope. With it probably at least 100 feet of rope, if not more. Something that I can hook onto. So them are some of, now again, it's going to be, I'm not saying, I'm just telling you what other people aren't telling you. You want to see all the other stuff, go watch the other channels. I have not had anyone talk about what it won't do. Will it go good on this lake? Oh yeah, it goes real good. I don't like how it steers. It takes forever to get the thing to come around. So I don't like, and that's probably because of this white fluffy snow. on hard snow, she'll go right along. She'll clip right along. But in this fluffy snow, it's very underpowered compared to a snowmobile. Now, if you've never been on a snowmobile, then you're not going to know some of these things. If you're buying it to replace the snowmobile and you've never owned a snowmobile, then you don't know what you're talking about anyways. So, I can see some drawbacks in how it handles that way. As far as pulling my stuff out here and pulling me around all day, it's done that. A couple other things that I don't like about the SnowDog is it comes with a crappy battery. I've got 2 reasons you should subscribe to this channel. The first one is if you've clicked on one of my thumbnails. The second one is this channel is all about the great outdoors, the state of Maine. Everything that I do here at the Rustic off-grid cabin. The battery's flatter than a turd right now. Probably, and a lot of stuff works really good on the SnowDog when it's above freezing. You know, above 32 degrees. But there's some things on there, if you're not mechanically inclined, there's some things about the SnowDog that you're going to need to know. One is just getting the thing started. Like I said, it comes with a crappy battery. This morning was that battery I brought in the house. I put it on the battery charger. Had a full charge in it when I put it back in the SnowDog 2 days ago. This morning it wouldn't even turn the motor over. It's a little tiny battery. I call it a make-believe battery. Comes with a little tiny, no good for nothing battery. So one of the things I'm going to have to do is put in a decent battery. Something that'll hold a charge more than 5 minutes, I guess. So that's one of the things I don't like. The other thing is it's very cold-blooded on the cold days, which you would imagine it to be because of the kind of engine that it is. Once it goes, then it's really good. It goes really good. So you set the choke and you can turn it over, or you can pull on that cord till you're blue in the face. So it's cold-blooded to start, and then you let it run for a few minutes once you do get it to start. What I'm doing, because, and this is the other thing, this is why I'm playing with it before I take it back in the bush. I want to know where its weaknesses are before I depend on it to get me back out to the highway or back out to the truck or back out to the cabin. And that's why I'm doing this video today. At 20 below zero, if I was at the cabin, Beaver Creek, there's no way in heck that I'm going to get that SnowDog started. Especially if the battery is flat. I am not going to be able to pull that motor over fast enough or hard enough to get it to start with just the choke. If you're using just the choke and it's minus 20, minus 10, you're probably even below zero. You're in trouble because that thing's not going to start. So what I've done is I've got myself a can of starting fluid. And that's on that SnowDog, and it's not leaving. That thing is staying on that SnowDog, because with that starting fluid, you can get that thing to start very easily. That's why I say you want to be a little bit mechanically inclined when it comes to if you're going to purchase a SnowDog. It's not like a snowmobile engine. It's not like any of those engines. Just probably because of all the oil that's down in the crankcase and all that stuff. So anyways, you get yourself a can of quick start. Starting fluid. Take the air filter off and just give it one little squirt. Doesn't even hardly take any at all. Just a little bit. And with the pull cord, then I set my choke, turn my switch on. Boy, it'll take right off. First pull. So that's going to be a pretty important piece of equipment to have on that SnowDog if you're going back in the bush with it. Or even if you're going up country and you want to go ice fishing for a week on our largest lake, Moosehead Lake. You better have a way to get that thing started other than just pulling it until you're blue in the face. or the battery. Like I said, maybe once I get a better battery, then that might be the thing. But even still, boy, one little squirt of starting fluid into the air filter. I take the filter off, and there's a hole there, top of the carburetor. Then I just give it one little quick hit, not much at all. Then I start her up and put the filter back on, let it run for 5 minutes, and then I'm good to go. So that's one of the things that you need to be mechanically inclined for. And the other thing that I don't like, and again, it works good if it's a warm day. They have a cable that puts it into forward or puts it into reverse. And it's spring-loaded up on the transmission. Most of the time, and there's plenty of tension on the spring. Plenty of tension on the spring. But on these cold days, you need to manually operate that transmission. Well, for me, I lift the hood up and make sure that it's in gear before I try to move it. Or make sure it's in reverse. Because you can pull on that lever that they've got for the cable. It's a cable thing. And it's all kinds of play in it. Because it's probably the oil that's in the transmission. It's probably the gear oil that's in the transmission is too cold for the spring that they have. And it's a big beefy spring. But like this morning was 20 below. So it's probably too cold. The oil's probably too cold for that spring-loaded cable to switch from reverse to forward. So keep that in mind. If it's below zero, you're going to want to put that into gear by hand, manually. And the other thing is the cables. The cables aren't like your throttle cable, your brake cable, your choke cable. They're just regular cables. Piece of, I want to say conduit. Piece of conduit with a cable runs through it. They're not sealed. They're not anything. So if you know you're going to be in a rainstorm, oh, we got a flag. We've got a flag. I'll be right back. Whoa! Let's see what we got. I've got 2 reasons you should subscribe to this channel. The first one is if you've clicked on one of my thumbnails. The second one is this channel is all about the great outdoors, the state of Maine. Everything that I do here at the Rustic off-grid cabin. There you go. I was fishing today with dead suckers about 8 inches long. This guy weighs 8 pounds, a little over 8 pounds. Yeah. Up close and personal. Shoot. Look how pretty he is. Big tail. He's starting to freeze up. There you go. So I guess the dead bait works on these guys. That's what I was kind of hoping for. I didn't really want a bunch of small ones today, just because, yeah, it's fun to catch them and all that. But I was hoping for something between 8 and 10 pounds. So here's an 8-pounder. That's good. It's 4 o'clock. I'm going to fish for another, well, it gets dark around 5 o'clock, so I'm going to fish for another hour. I didn't get any bites at all this morning, but I was thinking between 2 and dark something might come in. And I actually had 2 flags. I caught this one, and then I put an 8-inch sucker on again, and before I got back to the fish house, the flag was up again. So, but I didn't catch that one. But anyways, I had another bite. So I think there's another one in the area. So I believe I'll get some fish nuggets out of this one. Today was a success. I did not spend any money on bait, so that saves me a few dollars. And that makes this fish free, except for my time to get him. So, but what a beautiful fish. He's a big one. He got me right by the glove now. But there's a lot of meat on there, so that will be fun. Now I've got to send some pictures to the boys. That ought to get them all riled up. So, if I don't see you again, I'll see you next week. The fishing was great.